And it isn't the songbirds, the songs that they sing. It isn't the music that makes you like spring. So what is this magic that makes love the thing? It's the girls, it's the girls.
The year was 1931. It wasn't the songbirds or the songs they sang, and it wasn't the music that made you like spring. Abel Baer and the late Dave Oppenheim came up with the words and music of this Depression year song. So what is this magic that makes love the thing? It's the girl. This theme music sets the scene for our series of broadcasts honoring those first ladies of radio who came from vaudeville, from Hollywood, from the cabarets and the recording studios to the microphone. They reached fame and some fortune during the 1930s with their coast-to-coast broadcasts. And Americans tuned in to chase away the blues. Three of the best blues chasers were three little sisters from New Orleans.
Rock and roll, yeah. Rock and roll, roll and rock away. Up and down, round and round we'll sway with each swell in the spell of the rolling rock and rhythm of the sea. Rock and roll and rock along. Life is sweet, greeted with a song while we dance. There's romance in the rolling rock and rhythm of the sea. Tonight the moon hangs low. Hold tight or overboard we'll go. Rock and roll like a rocking chair. Laugh and smile while we drown each care in the tide as we glide to the rolling rock and rhythm of the sea. Rock and roll, roll and rock away. Up, down, round, round with each swell in the spell of the rolling, rockin' rhythm of the sea that blows, rolls and rocks along. Life is sweet, greeted with a song while we dance. There's romance in the rolling, rockin' rhythm of the sea. Tonight the moon hangs low. Hold tight or overboard we'll go. Rock and roll like a rocking chair. Laugh and smile while we drown each care in the tide as we glide to the rolling rock and rhythm of the sea. Bam, 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 bam. Rock and roll like a rocking chair. Laugh and smile while we drown each care in the tide as we glide to the rolling, rocking, rolling, rocking is music to my ear. Rolling, rockin' rhythm of the sea.
Those three little sisters, the Boswells, Constance, Martha, Helvetia, went on to success from their native New Orleans to Chicago, to Hollywood, to New York, and to Europe. There is just one little sister now. She is Helvetia, or as millions of Americans knew her, Vet. Martha and Connie have gone now. We spoke with Vet in her Peekskill, New York home, not so many miles from the Central Park apartment the girls shared when they first reached Manhattan in the 1930s.
And I was always the quiet one, you know. But after I was by myself out here, then I figured I had to talk. I had to talk to plumbers and, you know, all the workmen and whatnot. So now everybody says, gee, you can't stop your talking. I said, well, now I got my chance.
Well, they didn't give you a chance, did they?
No.
See, that's the thing.
Well, you know, we used to have a $500 bet. If anybody won it, if they ever finished a sentence, because with the three of us, somebody would start to say something, somebody else would butt in, somebody else would butt in, and it was funny, you know, it was humorous, but If you ever played it back, you never understood
Who
what
made
was
the
said.
bet?
The three of us had a bet with each other that if anybody finished a sentence, they get $500. Nobody ever won it, I'll tell you.
Vet was the first of the sisters to marry. Soon, Martha heard wedding bells. Connie continued on as a soloist, appearing on radio with Paul Whiteman and Bing Crosby. But Vet, well, she was the youngest.
Also, they don't know. Half the people don't know that I'm alive now. You know, they had it in the paper when Connie went in the hospital that she was the surviving sister. I said, well, I got to get up and take a look in the mirror and see if I'm here and see if I cast a shadow. Yeah, well, a lot of people used to think I was the older anyway than Martha and Connie, because they were silly.
You were the more reserved.
Yeah, no, I was quiet. Well, I was an introvert for one thing. With people I knew I could mix, but going to an opening or a party or something, I was always sort of in the background. With Connie and Martha, they 5 minutes in a room and they knew everybody in the room, you know. So everybody figured I was older.
If you want your soul set free, lift your voice and sing with me. Ba-da-dum-dum-dum, ba-dum-dum-dum. Oh, if the devil grabs your hand, here's one thing that he can't stand. Ba-dum-dum-dum-dum, ba-dum-dum-dum. Walking down to the river, singing a hallelujah song. Oh, Lord, up jumps the devil before you. Just keep sliding along. Tell old Satan how you feel. Get the devil off your heel. Ba-da-dum-dum-dum, ba-dum-dum-dum, ba-dum-dum-dum-dum-dum-dum. Keep your spirit way up high. Look up to the sky. Stand up and shout. Hallelujah. If that old devil should grab your hand, here's one thing that he can't stand. Shout, sister, shout, sister, shout. Oh, Lord, shout. Oh, shout, oh, come on down just a little bit, Joe. Oh, shout, sister, pound up, pound down, pound down, pound down. Just tell old Satan how you feel. Get that old devil right off your heel. Shout, sister, shout, sister, shout. Oh, Lord, shout, oh, Lord.
You sang high. Is that correct?
Yeah, well,
The
I
high?
sang both. I sang high and low. Primarily, I was the high voice. Connie was I don't know, it was a toss-up between Connie and Martha, who had the lower voice. But we interchanged. We always had to sing, because when we started to do a number, Martha would play it on the piano, and we would just start singing, in harmony. And we used to say, whoever gets to a note first, hold it, because that's where you belong. So we never went like the average harmony. If I happened to hit a low note, then Connie took the high. Is that, because that was
And that's what made your sound so
well, that was the
original.
natural placement for our voices then, So that's the way we worked.
And you girls started out with a good musical background. You
Oh yeah,
knew
we
what you were
studied
doing.
classical music.
Yes.
We studied violoncello and piano. And then we went to Connie and I went to banjo. Connie went to saxophone. Martha stayed on the piano, although she could play saxophone. And then we started singing. Well, we always did sing, but...
And your parents were music.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they all sang. My father, my mother and aunt, and my father and uncle, there were two brothers married two sisters. So they were very, very close.
Yes.
We always had music around the house. Matter of fact, we had 3 pianos. I don't know what we did with 3 pianos because I never learned to really play. And the guitars and mandolins. And there was a quartet. My mother and father and aunt and uncle sang. And my father danced. Matter of fact, when we left home, I danced. I was a tap dancer.
Yes, it mentions it in this article, but you didn't want to upstage the act, I guess, or something of that nature.
I don't think I would have with my dancing. That's news for you.
Changing the weather, changing the sea. From now on, there'll be a change in me. My walk will be different, my talk and my name. Nothing about me is gonna be the same. I'm gonna change my way of living. If that ain't enough, then I'll change the way that I strut myself. Nobody wants you when you're old and gray. There'll be some changes made today. There'll be some changes made. I'm gonna change my way of living. If that ain't enough, I'll change that old way I used to strut myself. Nobody wants you when you're old and gray. That's why I'm changing today. Changing the weather, changing the sea. From now on there'll be a change in me. Walk will be different, my talk and my name. Nothing about me is gonna be the same. I'm gonna change my way of living. If that ain't enough, I'll change the way that I strut myself. Nobody wants you when you're old and gray. There'll be some changes made today. There'll be some changes made.
We continue our story of the 3 sisters from New Orleans, Connie, Vette, and Martha. Vette recalls those early years in the South.
See, we'd played around New Orleans all our lives. Ever since we were kids, we did concerts, the violoncello and piano. And Connie and I were in a Passion play when I was 6 years old at the old French Opera. Now, that goes back some years.
How far from Bourbon and Rampart?
Well, it was in the
In that
downtown.
area?
It was downtown section. But it was a beautiful thing. I always remember that, the great big long mirrors, about 16 feet high or
Yes.
something, all gold, around the mirrors. And
The 3 of you were in the Passion?
no,
play?
Martha wasn't.
Martha.
Just Connie. Yeah.
Okay.
I said, I guess they figured that you either had to have a harp, but no pianos. But the violin and cello seemed to go with the angel wings.
More than the piano flying
Yeah,
around
yeah.
up there. The wings.
But when we went to, because I said we played around New Orleans and a Young Men's Gymnastic Club, just when we were kids in school, and always did something in school. And one time they had an act that missed at the Orpheum Theater, so they called us because we had made a record down there. They had what was his name? E.G. King. I don't know if you remember him, with Victor.
No.
He was out looking for talent. And of course, we were very well known in New Orleans, so they recorded us, and we broke the record in New Orleans in the South, not any place else, but made a Victor record.
Oh.
Well, it's the first and only one we made, and we made it in New Orleans. That was the old one, I'm Gonna Cry, and Nights When I'm Lonely.
And where did you do this now? Where?
In New Orleans.
But where in New Orleans?
Oh, gee, I
Do
don't
you
remember. Some
A
little
theater or
No, it
radio
was-
station?
No, it was just some little room there, and they had these separate mics, little horns. Oh, pardon
Yeah,
me,
sure.
little horns that came out, and each one was sang in a horn,
So you made your first records then in the acoustic era?
Yeah, I remember they had little horns, little like a megaphone.
Yes.
The thing came out. Yeah,
Do you still have that record?
yeah. Well, maybe not on this album, but
Did you ever redo it to the?
no, no, we never redid it, but they have put it out on albums, and I forget which one it is now that has that on it. And then people have sent me tapes of it,
Hear that whistle, there goes the bell. That means we're on our way. All aboard, boy, I'm feeling swell. This is my happy day. Paddle wheel, you're mighty, mighty slow. That's why I keep on shouting, let her go. Roll on, you Mississippi, roll on. Come on, you lazy steamer, quit your stalling and move along. Clear the river, here we come. Watch her smoke, boy, hear that engine humming, Lordy. Take a look at that shore with the folks I adore. There's a spot round that bend. That's my home, my journey's end. Come on, you old man river, come on. Roll on, you Mississippi, roll. New Orleans, hello, bye-bye. New Orleans, getting long, going strong. Baton Rouge, so long. Say, Captain, tell me what's the next big town we'll see. I'm so excited, I'm as happy as can be. Oh, roll on, you Mississippi, roll on. Come on, you lazy steamer, move on. Clear that river, here we come. Watch her smoke, boy, hear that hum. There's a spot round that bend. That's my home, my journey's end. There we come. Doggone you, old man river, come on. Move on, you lazy steamer, move on. Roll on, you Mississippi, roll on. You Mississippi, roll on.
Did you make your own arrangements?
Oh, yeah.
And who did most of the work in making the arrangements? Who sat down and actually wrote it? Or did you write it?
No. Well, we never wrote anything out for ourselves. If we were just singing
You
with the
rehearsed
piano.
it?
Yeah, we rehearsed it, and that was it. We just remembered what we did,
As Bing Crosby said in one song, you rehearsed it, you nursed it, and then it was called jazz, wasn't that?
Yeah.
The birth of the blues, I guess, is where
Oh,
that
see,
comes
we
from.
never, like when we played the Orpheum, we'd been singing, around the school things and the YMGC or whatever they had going there, They would always ask us to come and entertain. And we did one time of going around to the movie theaters, and we'd sing in between the movie.
Was that a vaudeville circuit then?
Well, I suppose you would call it, but it was
Not really,
it was strict.
yeah.
No, it was strictly movie houses, for
You people
sensation.
did a lot of one-night stands. What do you think about those?
We
now?
we did them when we first left home. That's when we did the one night stands. They sent us down through Oklahoma and Texas and the one night stands, all Indian country. We used to have to catch the train at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. There wouldn't be anybody there but an old pot-bellied stove.
Oh.
Yeah, but you had to wait for those trains. The trains didn't come through, and some of them they had to flag down to stop for you, And afterwards, we found out that they didn't send girls down there. So we said to Max Richard, who had booked us on, and I said, "What do you think? We look like 3 ducks or something to send us down to that territory?" Oh,
Well, you were
it was
pioneers.
it was great experience. Believe me, it was great experience. Now we really went through because we didn't have a very long life, I mean, actually in show business, I mean, like other people.
About 10 years or so, maybe?
Well,
A little better.
just about that time. But when we left home, we hit Chicago, and Max Richard had written us, got in touch with us, or we got in touch with him. I forget exactly which way it worked. But he thought we were an act because we'd played the Orpheum, and he thought we were a regular act. So he booked us into the showing house where the bookers would come in and and see which act they liked, and then they'd book them out on Gus Sun circuit or some other circuit. So Richard didn't know that we were amateurs. So we had some friends of ours, our professor and whatnot. He got somebody to make arrangements for us. I don't mean not our arrangement, but just the musical
Right.
end of it, the orchestra. Because we told them what we did, and they just followed along with us. And when we got to this place, we had the violoncello with us, and we had the banjo and saxophone, and I danced. But the opening show, we all got so nervous that we couldn't play the instruments. We just sang, and the manager came back and said, "Don't you girls do anything but sing?" And that's what we ended up making our career on, is really singing.
What rhythm did you have?
Had you
Yes.
developed your style then?
Well, I think you can always see our style in our music as you go back even to the first record. But of course, it had not, been polished. But I think we must have had the same style all along, or something there, because we were very lucky. That to get booked out, even that trip through Oklahoma and Texas.
But you were first. You people were first.
Yeah.
And it was novelty music. It was rhythm, and it was happy music.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess even when you sang the blues, it was still happy music.
Yeah. See, well, we sang all different types coming from New Orleans. We sang the jazz and the rhythm, or whatever you want to call it, and we sang spirituals and blues. Connie did the blues, and I guess we did a little bit of everything, every type of singing, really.
Let us sing a little jingle to the blue skies above us. Let us sing a little jingle to the sweethearts who love us. The clouds before us may look gloomy and gray. Ba-da-da. Let's shout a chorus that will chase them away. Oh, let us sing a little jingle till hard times are over. For happy little jungle lingo is a shortcut to Clover. There comes a great day. Come on and do your stuff. Cheer up, my boy. Let us sing a jingle of joy.
First time we worked with the Dawsons, and they were just pickup band. They at that time they had no orchestras of their own. They were playing. They were played in different orchestras, but not as their own. And they were playing at the studios, NBC or CBS. And they had picked up this orchestra for us. We'd never met them before. And our first record was the Sugar to Tea and What'd You Do to Me. So we sang it for them, and I'll never forget when we went through it. Talk about now it's a common thing, standing ovation. But the boys all stood up, and they started to applaud and whistle and whatnot, and that really set the whole stage. And when we did the number, it sold big, and it was a very good record. And that was our first time with the Dawsons. And then we used them, if they could possibly make it, unless they were out of town or something. We used them and Bunny Berrigan. We had Manny Klein, who was excellent, Joe Tardo, and of course Venuti and Lang.
Oh, yes.
And great. And we had Glenn Miller. We also had Harry James, and Goodman was on one record of ours. I forget which one it was, Benny Goodman. I think we had the cream of the crop, really.
Who's the one that I'm glad to see never leaves me feeling blue? I'm ready now to tell the whole world, oh baby, it's you. Who can bring a million thrills to me, keep me singing all day through. I'm ready now to tell the whole world, oh baby, it's you. I'm always dreaming of. Oh, ba-da-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da-da. Dreaming of a little home built for two. Well, I'm now prepared to tell the world it's nobody but you. Don't be blue, it's you. I'm prepared to tell the world it's you.
You worked with Ruth Etting, didn't you? You were on that Chesterfield
series.
We
didn't work together, though. We had
separate nights of the week.
Separate nights, yeah.
So it's that there again. That's like motion pictures when somebody says they starred with so and so.
Yeah, you never get
You
to
may have been
see
on the
them.
lot one day and you never saw the other person, and yet on the final print.
Many people ask me, "Oh, do you know so and so? Did you ever meet him?" I said, "No, we never met him." You'd travel around. It just depended on who you happen to be on the same bill with, or did a benefit with, or who you really got to know. Outside of Bing, we worked with Bing.
Three girls with but a single thought. Harmony. And what harmony? They're here now and for many weeks to come. The Boswell Sisters.
I've been having 'em all day long. I got the heebies, but I can't go wrong. 'Cause when I got 'em, I just roll along. Now listen, everybody, while I sing this song. I'm singing about the dance that makes you shake your shoes. That dance that gives you folks the heebie-jeebie blues. It's called a heebie-jeebie dance. It's called a heebie-jeebie blues. Oh, I got heebie-jeebie I'm talking about. Got heebie-jeebie blues. We call them on. Come on, just a bit, y'all. That bad, don't you know it? Come on, children, don't be blue. Say, come on down, do that dance. Call heebie-jeebie dance. Call heebie-jeebie dance.
Connie, Bet, and Martha sing, Why Don't You Practice What You Preach?
You're always telling me what I ought to do. You're telling me it's wrong to look at somebody new. You're telling me, well, I'm telling you, why don't you practice what you preach? Oh, you're always telling me to wait until you call. Waiting, and you don't call at all. You're calling me, well, I'm calling you. Why don't you practice what you preach? Why don't you practice what you preach? Tell me that I'm your sugar pie. Bum, bum, bum. You even say that you hope to die. How come you say your fingers crossed? You're always asking me to name that certain day. Then you change the subject and you think it's okay. You're telling me, well, I'm telling you, why don't you practice what you preach? Oh, why don't you tell me, why don't you practice what you preach? Why don't you tell me, why don't you practice what you preach? Why don't you practice what you preach?
Bob, we knew Bob Hope because we'd worked with him. We happened to be the top billing. This is very funny. We were the top billing. Same with Phil Silvers. We knew Phil very well.
Ken Murray.
Oh yeah, Ken Murray.
Blackouts.
Yeah, we worked with Ken Murray. That's the first time Martha ever told a joke. Martha could never tell a joke because she could never remember. Somebody'd tell her a joke, and it would be very funny to Martha, but she'd try to repeat it to somebody, and she could never remember the finish. So we worked with Ken Murray. I forget what theater it was now, and Martha had told him the joke backstage, but it was a clean little joke, and it was very funny about a Scotchman. I've even forgotten the joke. We had big applause, had a good audience, and Ken said, "Come on, Martha, tell me that joke." But she got nervous. And she told the joke. Well, I'm telling you, the audience went wild because they started to laugh, and the way she was telling it, and they must have thought that this was really in the act, and it wasn't. Well, then Ken made us keep it in the act for the whole time we were together. And every time, she'd absolutely slay the audience with this simple little joke about a Scotchman crossing a bridge or something. I must have tried to remember it, because it was funny.
It's not the canoe, it isn't the river or sky that are blue. It isn't the love dreams that bring joy to you. It's a girl, it's a girl. It isn't a brooklet that you always wander to. It isn't a mountain flower or the morning dew. It isn't the love nest that brings love to you. It's a girl that makes you happy, and it's a girl that makes you blue. You up and out them. What a lonely world would be without them. It isn't the songbirds, the song that they sing. It isn't the sunshine that makes you like spring. So what is this magic that makes love a thing? It's a girl. It's a girl.
sweet atmosphere when they're making love. They say, oh, Mother Nature makes love grand. Till lovers will complain that they need the shore. If you're a Romeo, you'll understand.
It isn't the paddle, it's not the canoe. It isn't the river or skies that are blue. It isn't the love dreams that bring joy to you.
Wherever you go, whatever you do,
It's the girl, it isn't the bruise that you wanted to do. It isn't the mound and the flowers all the morning dew. It isn't the loveness that brings love to you. It's the girl, it's the girl. Places you go, it's not the crowd, it's not the folks you know. Oh, listen while I shout out loud, ba-da-da-bum-ba-da-ba-da-bum-bum, bum-bum-ba-da-ba-da-bum-bum.